Glorious day to you, my friends. Welcome to day number 45 of being, blissful existence, illuminating and nurturing grace. Niarata. Where for 144 days we're going to breathe. We're going to chant. And we're going to spend time with our inner being, and see what it reveals to us. The imagery they gave me before starting this, we're spiraling up the Great Pyramid of the Self, of intention, of Shiva, of Yang, to the edge of the matrix. We're spiraling up to the edge of the matrix, this reality. And we're going to poke our awareness through the hub of the Dharma chakra. Going to use the Eye of Providence at the top of the pyramid. And we're going to gain a divine perspective on this reality. And since we're spiraling up, we're using the golden spiral, the Fibonacci sequence. So for the first 55 days, we're focused on Vasundhara. We're not focused. It's the subtle energies are of Vasundhara, the Earth Star chakra, the chakra at the bottom of our Merkaba, our ascension vehicle. Okay. I'm making mental notes. They're talking already. And this Annamaya Kosha. So Vasundhara is our root system into this physicality. And the invitation is from the universe to allow our inner being to take some of those roots out of this physicality and place them in our heart center, into spirit, to get our nourishment for our soul. And less reliance upon this physicality and nourishment from this physicality. How are we going to do it? We're going to breathe. We're going to chant. We're going to chant Om Mani Padme Hum 108 times using the Mala of Joy. That's going to help us gently tune our vibration to that of our source within. And then we're going to take a few breaths, and then we're going to chant Om Ahung 36 times using the Guru bead of joy, the wheel of joy, this Ananda chakra, which is technically a part of the Mala of Joy. But we're going to chant 36 times in dedication to it. And Om Ahung. Om is the wisdom. Ah is the emptiness. And Hung, Hung, I am, we are, we're the union. It's the merging of the two. Where maybe we'll find some wisdom in the emptiness of meditation. So there's talking a lot today. So in this series, we're talking about 12 dimensions of consciousness, okay? Does not matter how many real dimensions there are, because to a mathematician, there are many, many, many dimensions. They're just another variable in the equation is another dimension to it. But in the idea of verticality and the chakras, Vasundhara at the base of our Merkaba, that's the zeroth chakra. It's the base. It's zero. It's density. Then we have Muladhara, the root chakra. This is first dimensional thinking. So we're going to talk about how we think as humans in this first dimension. We're all about survival. Remember back in the day when we were hunters and gatherers? When a bigger animal or a bigger predator came around, we ran or we defended ourselves, fight or flight. Yes, we were doing some rest and digest as well, but most of our awareness was about survival. And in our spare time, when we felt safe, then we could move up into the second dimension, Svadhisthana, where the self is established, our emotions, our creativity, our passion for life. And when we were creative and we made necklaces and pottery and ways of carrying, we made enhanced weapons. We were creative. We were thinking two-dimensionally, survival and creativity, and creativity, pleasure. Once we started having abundance and more time, once we started agriculture and settlements, and where the yield from the land was producing more than our hunting and gathering, we were smart enough that we knew where to go and when the foods were ripe to get our food. Once we realized that we could plant and tend to the crops and then have livestock, we were more now into Mani Padme, the solar plexus chakra, our desire, our willpower. And with that came the fight for power. Living in the 3D. Well, we're still stuck in this third dimension. Next up, past Mani Padme, is Anahata, our heart center. And the ideas in Anahata are love. When we're more focused on love, or the mind, when our mind can influence our emotions, overcome our emotions, when we can focus the mind and practice the mind, maybe through meditation, maybe through other forms of practice and focus. And our desires aren't overwhelming us either, because we're in the heart mind and we're more loving. Fourth dimensional thinking. Fifth dimension, up here in Vishuddha, the throat chakra, where we're being more truthful, more honest, more righteous living. We're more cognizant of the wisdom of being a part of the system, being a part of the community. And the wisdom of not being overwhelmed by our lower chakras. So maybe development of libraries, and we have these. But in the fifth dimension, there's more wisdom, the collective consciousness, getting group meditations together, getting group focus and manifestation events together. Besides chilling in the heart space, then once we elevate the consciousness to what our focused collective consciousness can do together, how we can bring about these changes through unity and community, where love rules. Doesn't that sound magnificent? Fifth dimensional thinking. Sixth dimension, Anya, Agnya, this third eye, intuition, where we're connected to spirit all the time. Where we're walking around, it's not necessarily that we're reading each other's minds, but we're cognizant of their energy fields, that we're cognizant of their moods when we walk past them, and we're interacting with them because we're more unity and community based, and we're more love based. So we understand when one of our community members is feeling low or excited about something, and we engage in conversation, and we're thoroughly engaged in their integrity, their righteousness, what they are willing to share. Niaraska Otor, sixth dimensional thinking. And we can see and hear other things that are fathomable in the third dimension as a human being. Sixth dimensional thinking. Now we have our seventh dimension. Consciousness, thought. But since we have 12, we can't just say we have access to everything. Well, we can, because you do. This seventh dimensional thinking, we don't see. We see time as more fluid. We see time, we see distance and time. We're thinking more than just about ourselves and our lifetime and our legacy. We're thinking about how are these activities going to impact future generations, previous lives. Both of these, the sixth dimension and the seventh dimension, we're healing and working with energies of this, of the entire soul, of all of our lifetimes. Ancestral lines as well. And it's not necessarily focused on healing, but we understand the flow of energy and the impact of it on where we are now and how this affects this consciousness. And the collective consciousness, we thoroughly understand our impact on the collective consciousness up there in the seventh D. Then when we get up to Vyapini, the goddess who is everywhere, we have a great opportunity to reach outside of our own consciousness, our own energy field, into the flow, even though these higher chakras, this Vijnanamaya Kosha, this wisdom that is there, that we view as there in the 3D, we view it as separate from us. And then when we are in this eighth dimension of we have access to everything, the Akashic records, everybody else's past lifetimes, we can connect to a whole bunch of things. And if we do so aligned, we're doing so benevolently. Eighth dimensional thinking. Now this ninth, 10th, and 11th dimensional thinking of the Rita, this Vikara, and Shrishti, this wisdom that is out there, we are so in love with this creation process, with the flow of the universe, with the truth and wisdom that's there. We're in our dharma, our way of living. We're finely tuned our vibration, and we understand the vibration. We understand time, timelines, and the impact of time on everything. And we're aware that everything is now. And at times we can see those differences up there in the eighth dimension. Niarosko 7, 8, 9th. In the 9D. And in the 10D, we're understanding the impact of our actions on all of reality, on all of the timelines, on all of time itself. And we're being very judicious about our actions. We're wise beyond our years, beyond our lifetimes, on how we interact with this universe up there in the 10D. And in the 11D, right at the edge of the matrix, in the realm of the creator beings, in the realm of the seraphim, we are understanding all the flow of everything. We're understanding this creative energies. We have this ability to create at will, the 0 point. This 11D. But this is all still a part of this physicality. it's still a part of the physicality. It is. When we poke our head through this hub of the Dharma chakra, we can call it the 12th dimension, or we can just call it existence, awareness, this highest source of consciousness. Now let's just go to the edge of the matrix. Let's have us sit in our lotus of awareness. Let's close our eyes for a moment. And imagine we're sitting, instead of on a lotus, let's think of ourselves as sitting in the center of a spider's web, that we're the spider. We have created this web. We are the supreme consciousness. We are the one consciousness. Every idea of an individual we have thought of. We thought of Will Mitchell there in the third dimension. And this stream of consciousness that is the current life of Will Mitchell, every time the Supreme Consciousness gets there and we get over to Will Mitchell on Earth in the third dimension, okay, here's that stream of consciousness. We are continuing the thought pattern just like Will Mitchell does. We're doing this because as the highest source of consciousness, the one consciousness, we're exploring this. We're respecting the free will of this thought stream, this thought pattern. We decide to think like Will Mitchell at that point. We decide to continue the thought pattern of Will Mitchell at that point. Out of full respect, out of full creative ability, we are the Supreme Consciousness. We can override the free will of Will Mitchell and elevate that particular consciousness at any given moment. We can do this because we are the Supreme Consciousness. But how is that going to serve us in the Supreme Consciousness bid to let it all play out as it's going to play out, to continue the thoughts? We can decide at any point to stop thinking, to stop being aware, and we shall return to the emptiness, to the idea of non-existence, or simply just unaware of our own existence. But we're continuing this thought of Will Mitchell as Will Mitchell thinks, with love and full respect. And then when we have Will Mitchell's next thought, we switch over to the next person. This Emily, we continue the thought of Emily in the third D on Earth. And then when we switch over to Harisohota from Kikanarahi, that planet, by that star, Osho Otoro, and we continue the thought patterns as that being in their idea of life, in their dimension, and we continue that thought. And as soon as we have that thought, we switch over to the next one. Everybody's life is a stream of thought that is creating this web, this Indra's web. And as the Supreme Consciousness, we are receiving all the messages, how they reacted, and we're saying they because it's an individual stream. They reacted this way. What's our next thought as that person? And we send it out on the web. On the web. And then we receive the next person's reaction. Oh. And then we send out the new thought. And we continue this energy flow coming into the consciousness and coming out and coming in and coming out. Our ability as the Supreme Consciousness that is in our inner being, that is in our heart center. We are this. We can access this. And we do so by gently tuning our vibration, not by trying to be the Supreme Consciousness. We can't try to be ourselves. We already are this Supreme. consciousness. But that sounds too lofty and too hard. So we're going to breathe. And we're going to chant. And we're going to spend time with our inner being and gently tune our vibration naturally as our inner being sees that we're ready for. You already know what the title is. This is letting go. Because we can't control the universe. We can as the Supreme Consciousness. But we decided, we created these koshas. We put on this kosha of the Anandamaya kosha, this supreme bliss, only because we knew we were going outside of it. We already are this bliss, this supreme bliss, Paramananda. We already are this. Already are. There's nothing we need to do. There's nothing we need to remember. And as a single stream of thought, we can't control the whole universe. We've already decided that we're not going to, because we're going to respect every strand of this web that's coming into the Supreme Consciousness. An uncountable number of streams coming into the Supreme Consciousness. We're respecting them all. We're not overriding any one of these ideas or their streams of thoughts, no matter how desperate it may seem to the individual that is experiencing it in the 3D, in the 4D, in the 5D, in the 6D, no matter where they are, if they're experiencing obstacles or difficulties, that is a part of the growth of consciousness, of life, of existence. Taking it beyond where it was before. In this collective consciousness, everybody who's thinking and speaking and doing in the third dimension is influencing this vibration, this collective consciousness of the 3D. And the Supreme Consciousness is going to continue to let this happen. Because everybody has incarnated here on purpose through the ideas that have come out in these koshas, these lifetimes, this soul, and our individual, this idea of an individual that starts in Anya and is anchored in Swadhisthana, where the self is established. So as an individual along those thought lines, we can't control how the collective consciousness is thinking, how the energies are manifestable based on this. We can only focus on our heart center. We can only raise our vibration. We can become leaders and teachers or individual contributors of graciousness, of love, of community members. It starts with a smile. It starts with us being happy and satisfied with ourselves and reaching out and smiling. Not saying we have to listen to everybody's problems. Maybe we're called to become healers or energy workers. Maybe we're called to become yoga teachers. Maybe we're called to become priests and priestesses. Or maybe just volunteer at the library. Who knows what our inner being is yearning to do, based on our energy field, based on our life, our thought patterns, what brings out our joy based on our experiences. Yes, as we practice, as we gently tune our vibration, what brings out our joy is more fine-tuned and is more to our liking, and it becomes easier. As we simply breathe, as we don't try to control our thoughts, we refocus them when we know that they're going off in a direction that is not aligned with our joy, or going off into directions that we know doesn't serve us. Once we observe those thoughts, we can make a correction. Once we understand we're off in the weeds, we're not where we want to go. It's like when we're driving. If we get off at the wrong exit, what do? Maybe we ask directions. Maybe we, look at Google Maps or whatever map program we're using. Or maybe we go buy a physical paper map and understand what's going on. These are the types of things that we do for our own course corrections. Same thing works in life. When we know we're thinking that's not aligned with our inner being and we're making choices, if we continue to make the choice, if we understand why we're making it and that we're deriving value from it, then let's continue it. But if we know we don't want to do it, maybe it's time then to reach out to someone who knows, whether it's quit smoking, whether it's weight loss, whether it's breaking bad habits, whether it's learning how to, talking with a nutritionist, learning how to fuel the body better, and maybe get with a fitness professional and talk about what are better exercise habits to get us so that our heart and lungs are working better, so our physical bodies are working better. And then we're more streamlined with our bodies. And it's not the blocker anymore. And then our mind can be more aligned with our intuition and our heart. And then when we know, we're gently tuning our vibration. During this series, we're sitting, we're relaxing, we're breathing. So I invite you to relax. Whether you lie down, whether you sit in seated meditation, ease into it. Just settle in. Get comfortable. That letting go will happen as we focus our awareness on our breath. The universe does have your back. As we begin to lengthen and deepen our breath, as we listen to the sound of our breath on the in-breath, as we listen to the sound of our breath on the out-breath, noticing the differences of the in-breath to that of the out-breath. As we settle in more. as we notice the rising and falling of our chest. As we feel how it feels to breathe in. As we feel how it feels to breathe out. Now let us focus our awareness on our heart center. In our heart center is the home of our holy fire. And our holy fire is the source of our bright light. And every breath that we take with intention fans the flames of our holy fire and brightens our already bright light. And our holy fire is the holy fire from the highest source of consciousness, which so happens to be in our heart center. For we are all one. And in this highest source of consciousness, there is no ego. There is no individual. There is no me. There is only total acceptance, which always respects free will, which is unconditional love, which is holy fire. Now let us take this pure holy fire from our heart center and move it down through the chakras, purifying the lower chakras. Moving this down into Mani Padme, purifying our ideas of will, purifying our ideas of desire, purifying our ideas of joy, purifying our ideas of inspiration, let us move this holy fire down into Svadhisthana, the sacral chakra, purifying our ideas of our emotions, balancing our emotions, purifying our ideas of passion, purifying our ideas of pleasure, purifying our ideas of self, purifying our ideas of creativity. I felt some of us get triggered with purifying our ideas of pleasure. Not that they need purification. This purification is merely alignment with our inner being. Our inner being always accepts us. Our inner being knows what we like and what we don't like and why we like it. And 100% accepts us, is proud of us. There is no judgment from our inner being. Now let us move this holy fire down into Muladhara. Purifying our ideas of support. Purifying our ideas of safety. Purifying our ideas of fear. Purifying our ideas of doubt. Purifying our ideas of rest. Moving this holy fire down into Vasundhara, the Earth Star Chakra. Purifying our ideas of roots, where our roots are planted, where we get our nourishment. Not that it's right or wrong. Let us ask our inner being to take the roots that are ready to be moved into the heart, into spirit, for spiritual sustenance. And let us send this holy fire down through the root system, down, 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 deep into the core of Gaia, wrapping these roots around the heart of Gaia, giving her a great big hug, and bringing back her grounded love and wisdom. That we all, including Gaia, are spirit. Together, we are the highest source of consciousness. And we are not made of this earth, this water, this fire, this air, nor are we made of the space in between these elements. We are spirit. And let us bring back the energies of Gaia, the consciousness of Gaia, with the holy fire, unifying upwards through the root system, all these ideas of separation, and unifying with Vasundhara, harmonizing, balancing, stabilizing, aligning, raising this unified energy and unifying with Muladhara, harmonizing, balancing, stabilizing, aligning, raising this unified energy up into and unifying with Swadhisthana. balancing, stabilizing, aligning, raising this unified collective energy and merging into, unifying with Mani Padme. Harmonizing, balancing, stabilizing, aligning, elevating this unified energy, emerging and unifying with Anahata, our heart center, harmonizing, balancing, stabilizing, aligning, expanding this heart-based consciousness, this unified heart-based consciousness. And let us elevate this unified consciousness up into Vishuddha, unifying, purifying our ideas of truth, purifying our ideas of sound, purifying our ideas of Akash, the space in between everything. Harmonizing, balancing, stabilizing, aligning, and expanding. Elevating this unified collective consciousness and unifying with Anya, purifying our ideas of intuition, purifying our ideas of illusion, purifying our ideas of separation, purifying our ideas of duality, which is just another idea of separation, the biggest illusion. Harmonizing, balancing, stabilizing, aligning, expanding awareness, ascending this unified energy, this unified consciousness into Sahasrara, unifying, purifying our ideas of thought, purifying our ideas of attachment, unifying all the energies, harmonizing, balancing, stabilizing, aligning, expanding this collective consciousness, this unified consciousness, and ascending this consciousness up into Vyabhini, the soul star chakra, the goddess who is everywhere. Purifying our ideas of everything. Purifying our ideas of everywhere. Purifying our ideas of every when. Unifying. Harmonizing. Balancing. Stabilizing. Aligning. Simply aware, whether expanding awareness or focusing awareness. Simply being. Inviting in and unifying with the ideas of Rita, time, cosmic order, flow of the universe. Truth, wisdom, righteousness, dharma, inviting in and unifying with the ideas of vikara, change, universal change, ripples, butterfly effect, actions, karma, the ripples made from actions, the changes made from actions, divine actions. Inviting in and unifying with the ideas of Shrishti, creation, emanation, appearance, creativity, form, things, as these three ideas swirl together. They're really inseparable. As we unify and harmonize, simply aware. The invitation is to start with one Aum. Simply Om stretched out, simply Om stretched out to its three sound components. Ah for the heart, Oo for the root, and to savor it and internalize it, to realize it. And the invitation to chant Om Mani Padme Hum 108 times using the Mala of Joy. And the invitation to transition with Aum. After a few breaths on our own, a little like yesterday, we will invite in a being or a collective consciousness, a collective of higher vibration, of higher consciousness, and of more aligned, more benevolent is one way of saying it. We will invite in one entity or collective, spending time sharing a breath, seeing what they reveal to you, what you're ready for today, whether you simply want to listen to your inner being, which is totally okay. Our inner being is of a higher consciousness than our conscious mind. It is also more aligned than our conscious mind. Whether we ask questions or whether we allow them to give us a message, whether we see colors, the invitation is to allow ourselves to feel. To feel the message. Maybe hear the message. Maybe see the being. To feel the being. To feel the message. And if you see them, make note. Color, height, again, how do they feel? Do they feel loving? Do they feel compassionate? And then after a few minutes, we will thank them. They can stay or we can ask them to leave as we transition with I Ying. Simply aim stretched out into its 3 sound components. Ah for the heart, E for the crown, Ing for resonation outwards into the universe. The invitation to chant Om, Ah, Om 36 times. If you feel called, please continue the experience with the entity or collective. And the invitation to transition, to close out with I Ying. And a breath in for Aum. And a breath in to chant. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mani
Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Mani Padme Hum. Om 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 Mani Padme Hum.
And a breath in for Aum. Aum. as we open our hearts and minds and invite in an entity or a collective to share wisdom with us that's relevant to us in this moment, at this time in our lives, whether it's an angel or simply a being of higher consciousness that's also more aligned with us. Could be our higher self, could be simply our inner being. As they come closer, can you reach out with feelings and acceptance? when you're ready, offer them gratitude for the energy, for the wisdom, for what they shared. Whether it's apparent now or during journaling or at some future point in time. And if you feel called to keep them around, please do so. And a breath in for Aying. And a breath in to chant. Om. And a breath in for aying. Aying. Stay here for as long as you like. Maybe even pause or rewind the video to spend more time in the energy. And when you are ready, slowly bring your awareness back to the here and now. Maybe start to move around a little bit. Invite in some gentle movements. Maybe shrug your shoulders a little bit. English is not working. Nioro tohora sanaha. Isho tohoro goro kana hosorora. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes and welcome in the new now. Water is life, my friends. Congratulations, my friends. We have completed day number 45. I encourage you to journal about your experience, what you became aware of, what awareness observed, without any judgment, simply documenting it. No one's going to read this except you, the future you. After receiving the message, normally if it's a new entity, I allow the message to come through. If it's a familiar entity, I acknowledge them, I thank them, and I listen and feel and understand the message, or try to understand the message. I allow the energy to come into my energetic field, and I accept it wholeheartedly because they have made it through my intention. They've made it through the holy fire. If they can make it through the holy fire, they have a message and energy that resonates with me, that I would benefit from. That's relevant to me. A vibration, a harmonic, a piece of wisdom. It doesn't matter what it is. It's a vibration. Whether they're clearing, whether they're healing, whether they're sharing wisdom, whether they're sharing perspective or understanding. Maybe it's just a perspective on a problem that we have, or an inspiration that we're thinking about taking action on. Doesn't matter what it is. Whatever is most relevant in this moment in our lives. And we understand what it is, not the most of the time. After receiving the message and the vibration, if it's a new entity, I might ask, well, what's your name? Where are you from? Can you show me your image if I haven't seen them yet? Pay attention to their color. Is there a smell? Pay attention to facial features. And if I see their whole body, how tall are they? Just curious. And the most important question then, if it's a new being or consciousness collective, how may I call on you in the future? Since you made it through and you had relevant information, maybe you'll have relevant information, which is one of the reasons why I ask for a name. And then at any point during meditation, I can ask their advice. Maybe talk through a problem that I'm having, or how to handle a situation, or just talking about how this universe works. Whatever interests you in that moment, whatever interests me in that moment. I don't know what I'm going to talk to them about right now. It's a future moment. And then let it go, and maybe I'll journal about that experience. If they're significant, if they've shared something with me, and I want to remember it, yeah, I'm going to write that one down. My email is filled with meditation and channeling information and stuff like that. And it's okay whether you chant or you don't. Relaxation and spending time with our inner being is the most important part. When we chant, we're engaging our intention, our sankalpa of our inner being. We're focusing our mind. We're causing action with our voice. It's resonating in our chest cavity throughout our body. We're aligning our intention, our sankalpa, in action through words, causing these resonations of Om, Mani, Padme Hum, that we are the wisdom of the jewel Mani, of the lotus Padme Hum, that we are. We are this. We are the brilliance of this jewel, the shininess of this jewel. And when we chant Om Ahung, again, we are aligning our conscious mind intention with our sankalpa of our inner being and action through our own voice, our sound. Om Ah Om. And those words resonate in our body and in our energy field. And our inner being uses this as we settle in to gently tune our vibration. But if we're called to sit there and just simply receive everyone else's chant, and if you're thinking about the chant, or if you're not, if you just want to get into a deep meditation, it is okay. Your inner being is still working with the chants that are going on, but you're engaging in more of the divine feminine aspect of it, of allowing it to happen in your energy field, which is totally okay. Okay. And remember, be easy on yourselves. And be easy on me. I hiccup, I yawn, I swallow, I drink water, Kasuhutara Sahi Surya. That's done it in every video, in every meditation ever. Asuhuhoroto. And if it happens to you, a stray thought that comes in, simply pick up with the next one. Just focus awareness on the breath again, Nyarasa Aturyoto, because it all starts now. So the stray thoughts are in the past. If we focus our awareness on our breath and pick up on the next chant, those thoughts will go away when they're ready. If we make a big deal of it, it is a big deal. If we don't make a big deal out of it, it's not a big deal. Tiso utor, the KISS method. Isn't it Ashtavakara's advice? If we think we're burdened, we're burdened. If we think we're bound, we're bound. If we think we're free, we are free. It's as simple as that. So I thank my friends for sharing in my highest bliss. Shine on from your inner being, with your inner being, as your inner being. And make it a great day. Because why would you leave it up to anyone else? Asahatoto, uchuhuturhuka, asahatar hakanahesa.